and I will start 37. So, new file. I'll get a new file 37.html. Let's open this file. So I'm on the code view. I'll put the style sheet here, and then so now let's say we want to build the responsive design CSS. So what how will I start the approach? So first I'll tell you the wrong approach, which should not be started, but people do that. It's not really wrong, but it's not the better solution. So let's start with the solution which people generally do. And if someone has done, we can also follow that. But if we want to do from scratch, this is not the right way. So what people do, generally, we have to divide into 12 parts. You have seen in the Bootstrap, we have col MD1, col MD2, col MD4, col MD12. So everything we have to divide into 12 parts. So that is correct. 12 parts has to be divided. How to divide in 12 parts? I can create class, for example, col1, and I will say width of this col1 should be some. People have calculated the width. If we have 12 columns, so if I want to do only col1, okay, so col1 should be 8.33%. So this is something people have calculated, that if we have 12 parts, then each column of one part will be 8.33 percentage. So let's say if I create a 12 columns, so if I create a div, and each one have a property of float left. So overall, it will give the feeling of it's going in the one line. So let's make the property. Yesterday we put property of border box that is needed for all. So let's put the border box, and now, and all columns should be of the float left, which I will put in few minutes. Let's first finish this one. Okay, so if column 1 is there, then width will be 8.33 percentage. Let's say if we have column 2, so if I want to divide into 12 parts, so column 2 will be 6, total 6. So each width will be 16.66 percentage. So if we only column 2 6 times, each should have width of this much, so the total will be 100 percentage. Let's put, if there are column 3, I can say col 3. Col 3 width will be 25% each. So total we can accommodate is 4. Let's say we have col 4, then width will be 33.33%. So total will become 100. Let's say we have col 5. We should work col 12. So col 5, then we should add col 2 kind of thing. So here will be 41 point, width will be 41.66 percentage. You will not build this thing in reality because you will be using Bootstrap, but I want to give the idea what should be done to process the desktop versus mobile. So I'm just giving you idea. So in reality, a lot more code has to be written. This is just a sample. This is not only the parameter we should put. There are a lot more, but this is the main thing which we should consider. So if I call 6, if I put 2 call 6, each should be of 50%. If I put call 7, only one can accommodate. If I add 2, it will go to 14, total 14, which is not correct. So at least if I want to put one call 7, it will be 58%, 58.33%. Rest you can put call 1, call 2, call 3, something like that. Call 7 will get this much percentage. Call 8 will be width will be 56.66%. People have calculated this and we're just following the guidelines. And we can build something like similarly to call 12. Let's put 9, 10, 11, 12. So we'll say 9, 10, 11, 12. And with the 8, it will be 66. With the 9, it will be 75%. 10, it will be 83.33%. With 11, it will be 91.66%. And with the 12, it will be 100%. So if I put call 12, it will take 400%. So I created this for my desktop. We have to put other things like float left to make it all in one line. But we are concentrating here now first on CSS. So now we created one thing for the desktop. Now let's say we want to make for the mobile. So how to do for mobile? I will override the settings. I will say @media only screen and max width of 768. Mobile is 768 max width. And here I will override the above settings. I will say for mobile phones. How will I write it? I can keep one generic way to denote all classes. I can say class equal to star equal to. Star equal to means whatever I put here in the double quotation, it will match the style sheet with this parameter. So if it is 1, we have this common. If it is 2, we have this common. If we have 3, we have this common. So common part we put inside the double quotation and we say star equal to. Star equal to means this should be contained in the class name. So call should be contained in the class name. So if I build something, if I build some div with class equal to call 1, this call 1 will be applied for Dex1. This call 1 will be applied at this style sheet. And since this call 1 also contains call minus sign, that means it will be applied to this also. So if it is mobile device, it will be using from here. But if it is the desktop, it will be using from here. So I'm saying call class star equal to means it should contain these parameters. And I will start the curly bracket. And here I will say width 100%. That means if it is mobile, whatever call you put, it will go to the 100%. Because in the mobile, we don't want to put call 1 and call 2. All should go like a call 12. So all should take whole 100% width. So if it is desktop, based on this, the columns will be divided. But if it is mobile, based on this, the columns will be divided. That means all columns will get 100% of width. So we will not get 2 columns in one row. All the columns will be in each individual row. So what I did, I created something for desktop and then I overwrite it for mobile. So this is not the standard way. So if you go for interview, if you say this way, they will not accept it. But if you are building your custom project, no one will care about your project. So how to make something which should be mobile first? So we should not start with the desktop. we should start with the mobile first and then override with the desktop. So how to do that? Let's create another file, 38. Let's give you this 36 file, 37 number file in the chat. Maybe you can save somewhere. Now let's go to the 38 one. Now we will put the right approach. What is the right approach? So always start with the mobile first. So I will start with the coding mobile first. But if you are working in some company, you have to follow the rules. People might have created desktop first, so you have to follow that rule. But if you are building from the scratch, you should start with the mobile first. So how to start with the mobile first? So for the mobile first, I will say column should have the width of 100%. Same thing. Property will not change, but the style will change. First, we are building for the mobiles. We'll say all the classes with the column minus sign should get a width of 100%. Then I will put all this code inside the media only screen. Here I will say media only screen equal to media only screen and max width. I put the max width for the mobile phone, but for the desktop I will say minimum width. Minimum width of 576 means desktop is greater than 576. So I'm saying minimum width is 768. That means this is for desktop. Desktop as greater width than 768. So then I will put all my code inside it. So I'm doing same code, but I'm changing the position. So when you build something in reality, try first, don't put this media part. Try to build all with this mobile. Think about mobile and build first for the mobile. And then go with the desktop, that is override the properties of the mobile with different values. So this is the right approach. You have to start with the mobile and go with the desktop. Now let's say if you're feeling that for tablets you want to do some changes, you want to put some different properties for the tablets. So tablets might have different size. So let's create one more parameter. I will say @media only screen, and I will say minimum width to 600 pixels. So here what I'm doing, I'm saying if minimum width is 600, that is if it is tablet, and some different properties. Right now I will put the same properties, but you can, I will change the name for that. So here I will say call, for example, it's a tablet, but I will put M, that is medium size, M1 plus M2, M3, M4, M5, M6. So if it is 600 pixel, width is 600 pixel, and if we have this class, then these properties will be used. Maybe you can change whatever color rate, blah blah blah. And when it increases to 768, this property will come. Let's say these two are different properties. So for the mobile, initially we build it, then we build for the tablet, and then we build for the desktop. So this is the approach for all the responsive design. We start with the mobile, then we go with the tablet, and then we go with the desktop. Now, if we want to use this kind of thing, I can use like this. I can say, for example, I will create one row, give class row, and inside this row, let's say if I'm putting column inside the row, and here I can say column 3, and I can also give more property called as column M3. So if we are in the mobile, everything will be 100%, even if M will also be 100%, and this one will be also 100%. As soon as it increases to 600, it will see this medium part, and it will take the properties from here, because we increase the browser size to 600 pixel, and it will find the match of column M3 which is present here, and it will take this property. And then when it will go to the more than 768, then if it goes more than 768, then it will take this property, because I have call 3 also applied to my class. So based on this call 3, I will get, and if it is more than 768, I will get this as a different property. But if it is more than 600, then this will not be applied, because this is not having M. And after 600, we have only the M. So M1 will override all the properties. So this way we start with the mobile, then go with the tablet, and then go with the desktop. This is the way we do. You can also add, let's say if someone changes the position of the mobile from landscape to portrait or portrait to landscape. So you can give different properties to the CSS. You can say media, only screen, and orientation. You can say orientation of landscape. If orientation is landscape, you can give some different properties. Maybe you can say all. Maybe you can say, I can say, I'm just putting dummy one. Don't consider this is the real. You can say call 1 equal to 50%. Something like that, whatever you want to define. So when user changes the orientation to landscape, it will take this property. Otherwise, it will take this property. And you can also define orientation portrait. So what is the thing? But this is kind of the normal portrait one. If we don't define kind of thing, otherwise, if we want to specifically define, we can say orientation landscape. So when the mobile is turned to landscape, it will take this property. So this is the one part which we did about our responsive design. Now, if we want to put the image in the responsive design, so what things we need to add? So for images, we need to say following rule. For images, have to add these following properties. Image will be, I have to say maximum width of 100%. So if I reduce the size of browser, increase the size of the browser, it will automatically adjust the size to 100%, and it will not go bigger than the original size of the image. So let's say image has size of 200 pixel by 200 pixel. So if I'm saying max width has 100%, it will go maximum 200 pixel by 200 pixel, even if I increase the size of browser to 600 pixel or 700 pixel. But if I would have used maximum width of, instead of maximum width, if I would have choose only the width, then if browser goes to 600, the image will stretch and it will go to 600. So it will not remain 200. It will go more than 200, because if we are putting width of 100%. In responsive design, we never use width kind of thing. We use maximum width. Though I have put here width to show you the demo, generally it is the maximum width people prefer to put in the responsive design. So maximum width, we have to put maximum width of 100% in the responsive design, and height will be auto. It will auto calculate it, whatever it has to calculate. This is the two properties which we have to put in the images for the responsive design. If we have video, same thing we have to do with like images. For the video also, I will say max width equal to 100%, and height will be auto. So same thing for the video and audio, video and image. Audio doesn't need the things. Is that clear? Any questions on this one?
Yes, but under the call 12, you have to put max dash width or just width?
I took one example of putting the width kind of thing in column, so generally why we put the max width kind of thing. So max width is kind of the responsive design, and it helps us to increase or decrease the thing with the max width. So in the CSS3, it is always preferable use the max instead of width. So generally try to make all max width kind of thing. Okay, this is some dummy. I was giving the example. If you go with the reality, max width is much better preference. Got it?
Great.
Okay. Any other question? Okay, so let's do some practical on this one. We created one project, right? We created one project. What was the project? Let's open that project and try to do some changes. It's a not perfect change, but I'm just showing you some changes. So we did our life reminder project. If I open the life reminder project, for example, let's open the index page. Okay, so let's put our custom CSS here. And now I will put some media query and I will end it. So I will say maximum width of 768. That means I am doing it for mobile. So I will be overwriting all the CSS. I told you this is not the right way, but since we have already built for the desktop, now if we want to edit it, we can only edit it for the mobile. So what I will try to do, let's see if I want to, the mobile, I don't want this background image, in mobile, the internet is little slow, so we don't need to put the heavy things on the mobile. So if I take this Jumbotron has the background image of this one. So let's try to remove the background image if it is mobile. So I will copy this Jumbotron class and I will say Jumbotron and I will overwrite it with, I will say background image equal to none. What I did, Jumbotron background image is none. So now if I refresh the page and if I try to reduce the size of my browser, when it goes to 7, see it's going, it gone to 768 and less, the background image is gone. So if I mouse over here section, you will see background image is none. So this way we try to change for the mobile. Let's say I want to change the font size for this life reminder. So I will say inspect life reminder. It's H1 tag inside the Jumbotron. So it's very big because it's for desktop. So let's change it for the mobile. I will say font size for the mobile should be 24, for example. I'll refresh it. It becomes smaller size. Then I will go through each block and I will fix it for the mobile. Let's say this part. So this part is saying font weight of 200, font size of 21. So let's change the font size of 12 pixel. And font weight is okay. So Jumbotron P should be font size of 12 pixels. I will add one more for Jumbotron P. And I will say font size of 12 pixels. Here I will go here. I will go through each one and try to fix it. So this is the button and it is having font size of 18 pixel. Let's see what more we have. Okay, we'll change the padding and the which is the padding and the font size. Okay, let's copy this group and I'll put it here, the whole group, and try to change it. So I'll say padding should be, in the desktop it was 10:16. So in the mobile I will say make it 5 and 8. And font size I will say make it 12 pixels. I'll refresh it. That becomes 12 pixel and this. Let's try to select this one. So I have put call MD7, but if there is a default thing in the Bootstrap, I can say also like this. If it is mobile, that is call SM. For the mobile, I will say make it 3 in the width kind of thing. And or I can say, let's try to say SM. I don't want to make so much big. For the small, I can say 6 and 6. Let's try to make this one, otherwise I will change it. Let's change it. It doesn't do anything. Let's put the access. There are different settings in the Bootstrap. We need to click manual. What is the size for access? I don't remember the size. We can go into the Bootstrap. Yeah, so for the mobile, I make it axis 6:6. That means it becomes smaller 6:6 size. Or I can say make it 3. Let's make it 3:3. It will leave the space on the right side. Okay, so that's not good. So make it, this one make it 6, and this one make it, or let's make this, let's keep the same, 7 and 5. And let's see how it changes. Okay, so it is not doing really anything. So generally, when it goes to mobile, people prefer to keep it 12, so that if I put 12, if in mobile it will automatically take 1 row. It's taking 1 row. So for the mobile, I said for mobile make it 12. For the desktop make it 7. So when I increase it, it automatically changes to 7. If it is a desktop. So desktop, it automatically changes to 2 row. When I try to make the small, it changes to 1 row. So we have everything in the separate line. So this way we try to override the things. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay.
So, but